The Jacket, Chapter 1, The Victim. I woke up this morning to a misty spring dawn. I didn't sleep well last night because it was a little colder than normal for this time of the year. I had recently picked up another torn blanket from a nearby dumpster. So though the night was chilly, I was warm. Also, behind the tower where I sleep and lay my head at night, there isn't much of a breeze because of the tower's massive size. As I gather my bearings, I think about my long trek this morning to the mission to get some breakfast. I had skipped that for the past 2 days due to an unknown sickness in which I was suffering. I had to make that trip today because, well, I needed some nourishment for my 5'9", 100-pound body. I should take better care of myself, I know, but in my 65 years, times have been hard. But enough of feeling sorry for myself. I had no currency, so free at the mission was ready to go today. If I did have money, I would skip that 15-block walk to visit 7-Eleven, which is my favorite place to go. Wishful thinking. So I pack and secure my cart and I'm on my way. I notice my fellow brethren are doing the same thing as me. We're usually a tight-knit group, But as of late, where several newcomers have come, things have been kind of interesting. They kind of kept to themselves. As I walk around the corner near the grassy area of the tower, I notice an unknown, unidentified cart, and it's all by itself. My curious mind wanted to know who it belonged to and why it was unattended. After all, it wasn't even secured. I inspect the cart and did not recognize any belongings to anyone that I know. There weren't a lot of belongings with it, but there was a nice leather jacket. It really looked warm. I thought about the homeless code. We are struggling out here on these mean streets. So stealing each other's property, I should say, is not a good idea. But I was overwhelmed with the thought of warmth. Guess what? I took it. A perfect fit. It really was nice. It was black, or I think maybe it was brown. I continued a half block almost to the 7-Eleven. I noticed a slight bulge in an apparent hidden area of the bottom of the jacket. There's a slight tear inside the right lower pocket. I was able to retrieve the object from the torn jacket. Wow, $25. Immediately, I was overcome with joy. 7-Eleven was now my calling. It was calling. It was my calling. It was calling. 7-Eleven was calling me. It was calling my name. I was so happy. Can't you tell? The mission would see me another day. I thought long and hard about what I would say. I thought long and hard of what I would buy. I would say to the cashier, "Give me my food." 2 breakfast sandwiches, a big gulp, and I was on my way. I decided to go back to my squat location. The food and drink went down smoothly and quickly. I felt happy as I continued to walk past the club door of the tower. I remember the security guard staring at me, which I thought was very strange. Nothing was said, so I kept walking. A little while later, as I approached the courtyard area, I heard, "Hey, motherfucker, You stole my fucking jacket. I'm going to kick your ass. Well, I paused and turned around and faced the direction of where the noise was coming from. I saw him, frail, thin, disheveled, a black man, walking towards me. He was about 60 years old, medium height, and like me, very thin. He was carrying what appeared to be 2 poles, one in each hand. As he approached me, I saw anger in his eyes. Give me my damn jacket. I apologize, I said. Sure, no problem. It just looked so warm. What did he say? Where's my fucking money? You better have my money. For some reason, I felt compelled to keep the money. Well, keep it. I compelled to keep it. Whoa. What money? I said to him. I prepared to give the man his jacket, and as I did so, I was struck on the left side of my head with what I believe was a wooden pole, and down to the ground I went. I landed on my back. I was instantly dizzy, but aware of my surroundings. Instinctually, I covered my face with my forearms, and I was being struck with that pole. I was hit about the forearms and in the chest. I asked the man why he was striking me as he continued to wail. For a quick moment, the beating stopped. I felt I might be out of this problem area. I thought maybe I'd just get out of this with a broken bone, a broken ribs, a broken forearm, which I was sure had already happened. It didn't take long for me to realize why the beating had stopped. The man pulled and tugged, removing the jacket from my body. He had it then. I figured it was over. He walked a few feet away from me and picked up another object. I didn't know it at that time, but it was that second pole he had been carrying. As I lay there still dazed and in obvious pain, the man walked back over to me and began striking me once more. A hard shot to the ribs, a direct, briefly excruciating blow to the head, and I was slipping out of consciousness. 5 minutes later, I was dead, beaten to death at the hands of an enraged lunatic. Before I went through the light, I realized I was struck 32 times with the wooden and metal poles. My skull was split in 5 places. My jaw was broken, teeth knocked out, ribs broken, and I had a punctured lung. It was a brutal death, but I'm glad I wasn't conscious long enough to experience all the horrible pain that went along with the beating. If I could turn back the hands of time, I would have followed the code. I would not have stolen that jacket.